Hello and welcome to WNC Original Music, episode 99, the Love Balloon episode, the Names of Allah episode, the Get Smart episode, the Toto episode. There are too many 99 references to continue. This week we have returning Modern Strangers from Asheville, North Carolina, and before I say anything else, I want to let you know they have a new album out. You can find that at their website, modernstrangers.com, or you can go straight to modernstrangers.bandcamp.com and download it. You may ask yourself, who are Modern Strangers? Well, first there's David Rogers. He is the lead singer usually on most songs and also plays acoustic guitar. Then there is Troy Crossley. He is the electric guitar player and sings lead on, I'd say, the second most amount of songs. Next is Alex Deutsch, who plays bass and sings backup vocals. Finally, there is Courtney Cahill, who plays drums and sings occasional lead and backup vocals. Together, they are Modern Strangers, and here they are right now.
I've been biting my tongue every time they ask how I am. I want to say all these things you've been making me feel, 'cause it's real.
So, this is like one song I don't mind saying what it's about because it explicitly, I mean, it's like...
This is the one song I did not want to know. It's never good. This is one I didn't want to know what this was about. So,
I disagree with that. No, I'm going to break my rule.
David, I support you.
David, tell us how the sausage is made.
What is this song about, David?
Oh, man, I can't do it now. No.
He's kissed it now, he's going to tell.
No. All right, so if you're lucky in life, you come across someone at some point who helps you understand things about yourself. You know, you learn things from each other. And this was a song when I was very much head over heels in love with somebody. And I wrote it very specifically for that person. And anybody who's ever met that person or knows that person knows exactly who the song is about. So there's no There's no metaphor. There's no double meaning. I mean, it's straightforward.
Fun fact, I like to kiss and tell. Just so you know.
Yeah.
Big fan. With lots of details.
Which, was it like 50-50 or you like kissing 60, telling 40?
Mostly telling, actually.
Yeah, mostly the telling.
Yeah.
That's Courtney.
David always tells me this is his favorite bass line that I've ever written.
Yeah, so that's true. This
Which
was
is a big compliment.
This was the first time when. Again, I'd written it very specifically for somebody. I had that was the only audience I had in mind for this song. I didn't really see playing it on stage or anything like that. And then as I played it a little more, I realized this has some potential. So I brought it in and showed it to the guys. And this is the very first time where Alex was putting together his own bass line, and it just really resonated, and I was thinking, man, this guy really knows what he's doing.
I had worked off of a lot of Jeff's bass lines, because honestly, again, Jeff is a great bass player, and his bass lines were pretty perfect for most of the songs. I have, tweaked here and there and made them mine a little bit, but for the most part, a lot of our earlier stuff, and the stuff that's on our upcoming record, they're Jeff's bass lines because they're great. And I didn't really feel like I needed to mess with them. But so this was, I think, the first one after I had learned the initial, 11 songs that were on the record. Then we were doing one of Troy's as well. But this is one of the first times that we were just doing a new song as a band. And we typically, someone will bring something in, usually David, sometimes Troy, occasionally, I'll bring a riff or something. But this is the first time that, we were kind of sitting down and writing collaboratively. And I don't know, it's a good song, David. It's just got a good groove, and so it was fun to write a fun bass line for it.
Yeah, absolutely love the bass line and everything else everybody brought to it. So,
Can I say my favorite part of the song? The bridge. When David's particularly feeling it, and he puts a little extra sauce on the bridge, and does a Avett Brothers style
pause where it's just acoustic guitar and singing.
Pause for excited cheers from the crowd.
The Avett Brothers have a wonderfully manicured stage show, and
with applause breaks.
And you can tell that when they write songs, they think about their live show, and there's spots in their songs where you know it's going to stop, and they say some kind of either a poignant line or something just kind of snarky, and then everybody in the audience goes, "I'll move back from the mic for this." Everybody else in the audience goes, "Woo!" And Kiss and Tell does in fact have that part in it.
Now, when I wrote it, I did not have that in mind at all. But as we started playing it, it became very blatantly apparent that, hey, here's an opportunity to make fun of ourselves.
That's right. And ask for applause and usually get that.
Yeah.
Also,
it is actually the only time in the set where we actually actively ask for applause.
On the Decemberist live album, they have a song where they talk about it's 3 or 4 songs into the set, and you can tell it's a pretty staid crowd. They're just kind of warming up and stuff. And he points out that he's at every point in the show, there's usually a Footloose moment where the whole place just goes crazy and everyone stands up. And he's like, I think it's that moment right now. Everyone stand up.
Yeah.
And you could tell the entire theater stands up and goes crazy. So sometimes you have to ask for what you want.
Yeah.
This song is also
when I tell people to be quiet and move forward. I think I say that during this show.
I grew up listening to
people, the audience, or
I said it to the crowd.
Oh, okay.
Be quiet and move forward.
Oh, yeah.
I grew up listening to
different
classic
vibe.
rock and punk and stuff like that, and I was very much anti-country music for a very long time, just from that rock and roll camp. And David, while he's a lot rock and roll, is also a little bit country. And he has slowly started to win me over. And actually, between you and my wife, who's from Eastern Kentucky and some good 70s country music, I've actually really started to appreciate a lot of classic country. And I think that this song has a bit of a country twang to it and was planted the seeds to start winning me over to I'd say the dark side, but country music's probably the light side, except for all the drinking and the shooting each other. Maybe it's the dark side.
Yeah.
But
I agree. My bullet point actually says probably our most jangly / country tune. Same page.
See, I can't even see the spreadsheet. You and I, man.
Same page, bros.
On the same page.
She feels like she's come unstuck in time. Yes, she can. I think she'll rake, but she's playing along. She knows her lines and the part she's been playing. She knows you've never felt so far from home. In her heart, she knows you're just waiting. She can tell what you keep from yourself. She may not say so, but she can tell. It's not her you're dreaming of at night. It's not her you're seeing when you look in her eyes. It's really no surprise. She can tell. Yes, she can. Who do you think you're hiding from? Oh, she hears the words you never say. Yeah. She can tell what you keep from yourself. She may not say so, but she can tell. It's not her you're dreaming of at night. It's not her you're seeing when you look in her eyes. It's really no surprise. She can tell. Yes, she can. Yes, she can. Oh, yes, she can.
She Can Tell is one of my very, very favorite songs. It is.
You were very close to doing a spit take just then.
I had to take a sip of beer. I got so excited talking about how much I love She Can Tell. This song really, I think, kind of channels Motown a little bit for me anyway. That's what I think of it. It's really catchy. It's actually one of our slower songs, but it's just got a really good groove. And of our slower songs, it's definitely my favorite. I really enjoy the whole general vibe of it. It's just got this warmth to it. And, I kind of try to channel a little bit of like that James Jamerson hook kind of thump in it.
Yeah, it's got a nice hook where we kind of go to like a 4 on the floor kind of groove in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny. I always think of Jack of the Wood when we play this song for some reason. That because we've had several times where we played the song there and it seems to really go over well because it is a good groove. It's quiet. It's not a slow song necessarily, but it's a nice kind of mellow groove. But then it does turn into like a nice danceable kind of Motown-y feel. Mm. Yeah, it's a good one. Troy, thoughts on She Can Tell?
She certainly can.
Yeah, she can.
She sure can.
I like to say this song is for the lovers, but I don't think that's the case.
Yeah, David won't tell us.
Yeah. I have
Maybe
she
can tell you.
So I can't tell what songs are about. I don't listen to words. So I often make the mistake of kind of slow-ish pretty songs, assuming they're like love songs, but they're often the opposite.
Dirges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So most of the my wife made the bad decision of putting me in charge of songs for our wedding. And so most of the songs that I picked were songs that I thought were love songs, but they were almost entirely breakup songs.
So you like played White Wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like
it's got
Bottom
wedding.
Girls or-
It's got wedding in the title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I love about She Can Tell is that we all think of it as like one of our slow songs, like one of our few slow songs, and the fact of the matter is it's not that slow, actually.
What is the BPM of each of these songs?
Ooh, that's on a different spreadsheet.
Okay, yes.
Siri,
I'm very
BPM
disappointed.
spreadsheet.
We actually did make that spreadsheet when we went to record the album. Because
I do have a BPM spreadsheet.
we wanted to keep kind of a good live feel, so we didn't want to play to a click. And so in not wanting to play to a click, we did... we started it with a click, and we figured out the right tempo using a metronome, and then just kind of let it go from there. Because, you know, I think, and we all see it this way, tempo is as much of a dynamic as volume. And I think a little bit of breathing back and forth is actually, you know, makes a song feel more live and more real. Kind of playing to a click, things become a little sterile. So we do have that spreadsheet somewhere.
Okay.
We do.
Spreadsheet's also spontaneous.
Spreadsheet's spontaneous?
Yeah, also spontaneous, like not playing to a click.
Play to the spreadsheet, though.
Yeah.
More from Modern Strangers in just a few moments, but I almost forgot to tell you, some of the tracks you're hearing on this episode are from the album by Modern Strangers. That album is called Dangerous Fiction, and it is available at modernstrangers.bandcamp.com, or you can go to modernstrangers.com and find it there as well. It is also streaming on all the major streaming platforms, so make sure to check it out there as well. But it's better to go to Bandcamp and get it, really. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. You can go to WNCoriginalmusic.com or subscribe to the podcast wherever you get your podcast. And also follow us on Facebook and Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. Also want to mention that live shows are starting up again depending on where you live in the country or the world. There might be different limitations, different sizes of crowds that are allowed. Definitely make sure you're being safe, but whenever you can, go out and support your local musicians.
This is TJ Burns from Cardboard Box Colony. You are listening to WNC Original Music. I'm saying this under threat of violence. Please send help.
So you say I'm your rain cloud, and I guess that there's some truth to it. If I'm hanging here above you until you bring the sun, I'll take what I can get. Late at night when you're dreaming, and I wonder what you see, yeah. Is the comforting shadow of a rain cloud, or does the technicolor push the gray right out? And I know sometimes it feels like we get it all wrong. For you, I guess I'd blow right on. So you say I'm your rain cloud, and I'll confess that there's some truth to it. I guess I'll hang right here above you until you bring the sun. I'll take what I can get.
Rain Cloud. I love Rain Cloud. I think I've mentioned this before, but when I play this song, I picture myself in the Saturday Night Live band. For some reason, it has like a very like kind of bouncy, kind of major blues-ish kind of feel to it. Like I picture myself playing drums in the Saturday Night Live band at the end of each episode when they're just kind of doing like this groove and everyone's like waving goodnight. That's what I picture when I'm playing the song.
Now that you say that, I wish so badly we had a horn section. On that song.
It would sound great on this song.
It would sound incredible. And it would take pressure off me because I have a nervous breakdown every time this song comes on.
My favorite thing about this song is Troy Crosley's 3 guitar solos in it.
It is...
You know, originally... go ahead, please.
Oh, no, I was just going to say it's 3 too many.
It's it's probably 3 too few for Ben Many. And Ben's the one who really, way back... I should probably acknowledge a few people. We've talked about Jeff Levinson and how amazing he is. He's such a wonderful friend, such a wonderful bandmate.
He's a gem.
He brought us
these
together.
These songs would not be what they are without Jeff's influence. And I mean, there are traces of Jeff Levinson throughout everything that we've done.
I still have some in my hair.
Rub it in, buddy. Rub it in.
You mean the fact he has hair, or rub Jeff Levinson in his head?
His hair, yeah.
I
double
took it to mean
entendre.
the latter. I took it to mean the latter.
Yeah.
Double entendres are better when you explain them, right?
Yeah, sure.
Sorry.
Yeah. So that's a joke because Troy and I are bald. Yeah.
Blowing up his spot.
All right,
2
so
guys in the room with hats on.
you gotta keep it warm, man. So so Jeff, we've talked about. He's amazing. He's just as great as these guys have been saying. Ben Many came in. He's probably the most talented guitar player I've ever played with, and that's not a knock against anybody I've ever played guitar with, including Troy, because he's an amazing guitar player. But Ben, he was one of those guys that he would come in and you never knew which version of Ben Many you were going to get. And it was always amazing, but sometimes it went to some really weird places, and he would inspire us to just kind of go off on some weird tangents, and somehow we ended up agreeing to 3 guitar solos in that song. So you're welcome, Troy.
It's a tradition that is apparently carried on.
The odd part is, it seems like we could have taken one out.
It's definitely too late now.
Is it written in stone?
I feel like that's how it's supposed
guys,
to go
I think
now.
once it's on
ship has
on WNC original music, it's up there for
It's
the
written,
ages,
so,
and
yeah.
it can't ever
Can't back
change
down from
after that.
Yeah.
I mean, do you know how many people are going to hear this?
That's true.
Like
So speaking of
28.
speaking of this, putting this on the record, some of my favorite stories of recording our album is this song. Amos McGregor at Marshall Sound did such a good job on this song, including putting drum fills on his own and cello.
Yeah, the cello was a great touch.
Yeah.
Yeah, we came back to the studio, and magically there was this amazing cello part.
That's
and
it's
drum fills
Melissa
suddenly.
Hyman.
Well, the drum fills I was there for. That was wild.
Oh, you
That
were
was-
there for
that? Was
that?
mad scientist kind of moment there.
Yeah,
with
I think Amos really
Amos.
took to this song, and I think he enjoyed tinkering around with it. So Melissa Hyman from Moon and You was in the studio doing some cello stuff for something else, and he asked her to just put cello on the song. So we came in the next time, and he's like, I want to play something for you. You might not like it, and we can take it out, but I think you'll like it. And she did this like 3-note triad cello part in the middle of the song, and it totally
awesome.
makes it. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's totally
super cool.
awesome.
And then he and David were working on something else, and Amos, who's also a drummer, put in a complete intro. He said it was missing a little intro lick, so he put in his own drum fill, which now every time I play it and think of him when I do the little lick at the beginning.
Yeah, it was an absolute mad scientist moment.
Yeah.
You know, Amos is like when he gets in that mode, he gets in like this manic mode where he just has all these great ideas, and so much of his production ideas live on in the album that's going to be released.
Speed up or get out of his lane, alright. You're lucky if he's hitting the brakes at all. He's got his rights and he'll stick 'em to you. Made his own way, but see do the same. He'll do what he wants and he won't say please. 'Cause he's a self-made man and he's got his own plan. And it's nothing to do with you at all.
I thought so.
Get ready now, he's going to call your bluff. It's not his fault if you didn't dream big enough. He'll sell you things you've already got. Red, white, and blue, set the kettle to the pot. He'll do what he wants and he won't say please. 'Cause he's a self-made man and he's got his own plan. And there's nothing to do with you at all. And his cowboy hat on, subwoofer so that you can hear his favorite song. But do what he wants and he won't say please. 'Cause he's a self-made man and he's got his own plan. And there's nothing to do with you at all.
Let's talk about that album real quick. How long you been
It's our
recording it?
favorite subject.
Just
It's
another
absolute-
3 more years.
That's our very favorite subject.
Ron, we prefer to not talk about how long we've been recording it, but how much we're excited
How
about
much?
it.
How much will you be recording?
We prefer to
not
talk
talk
about
about
how
the
much
past.
we've paid for.
Oh, okay. Half of it? More?
No.
This is going to be the most expensive album to ever come out of Asheville.
Yeah.
It's the apocalypse now of albums.
How many songs?
11.
11.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a true full length. No, we're super excited about this
How many
record.
songs are already recorded? How many are completed? None. Like
They're all complete.
They're
We're-
all
complete.
we're
All
mixing
the
almost-
tracking is done.
Yeah, we're almost done.
We're
The tracking was the easy part.
yeah. It was
Well, I wouldn't say that.
the initial.
all right, so I
tracking-
gotta brag.
Was it 1 year of recording and then 2 years of just figuring out the BPM and the order and stuff? Like that?
There are a lot of
So,
spreadsheets.
I mean, we
involved.
lost-
It was adjusting auto.
All right, hold on.
We
No,
lost
no,
the spreadsheet.
This is the truth. This is
Sorry.
the absolute truth. I gotta
Take one.
I gotta brag on our rhythm section because these guys are beasts. No lie. We went into the studio. We actually recorded 12 tracks. We decided ultimately with the production and all the decisions that we made along the way, it just made more sense to make it an 11-track album. So it is 11 tracks. But we went in and Courtney, knocked out drums for all 12 tracks in a single day. We were all playing live. I was in a different room because I was playing an acoustic guitar and singing. But Troy and Alex were in the same room, kind of playing direct in and all of that. And so Troy, Courtney.
I've
Thanks.
got it written down here.
Yeah.
Is that what happened?
Yeah,
Do
that,
we need
all
name
right.
tags?
Do you need a spreadsheet?
Long hair, beard,
You
Courtney.
literally
Got
had
it.
my name
Got
on your
it.
shirt. I can give you a button.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Courtney.
Who's she?
Courtney went in and totally knocked out 12 tracks like it was nothing. I was amazed. And then we turn around and we had so much time left in the session. Amos says, hey, why don't we try to knock out some bass? And we go back and we listen to the scratch tracks that Alex had done. And honestly, he only had to punch in like a couple of times. It was a small handful of times.
I mean, I feel like all the overdubbing I did maybe took 20 minutes. Like it was.
We were both
It
done the
was
first day, right?
crazy.
Rhythm section was done the first day.
Yeah, we were both done the first day.
So 1 day for you guys, 2 years, 364 days.
Yep, that's
Exactly.
That's what I'm actually getting at here. The fact that it's taken
In 364 days.
Okay,
Well,
yeah.
the fact that it's
Plus one is.
yeah. All right, when you guys are done with the math, I'll tell you the rest of the story.
So-
Wait, hold
I got a
on. So
spreadsheet.
hold on. So Siri.
Yeah, so a single day of recording knocked it out for our rhythm section because those guys are pros. And Troy made about as quick work with his overdubs, actually. But
Well, and Troy layered a bunch of stuff too, which Amos had some cool stuff like that rotary speaker. and all these cool
yeah,
things
he had
like
so
that.
much fun, like old vintage equipment to play around with, like an old vintage, like a Leslie rotating speaker. That was just so
there's
much
a
fun.
roaring guitar part that I know I recorded on, and I'm sure you did too, this old radio amplifier.
Yeah.
It was,
Yeah. Just
but it,
so
but it
much
had such
cool
a
toys to
great
play with.
had such a great sound. And it got this big roaring loud guitar tone, So the guy knows what he's doing. We hit a few roadblocks along the way, obviously, and at one point we even just decided to kind of shelve it. And
Yeah, we probably sat on it for over a year where we didn't do anything or touch it.
it was probably even longer than that.
Yeah, so that's part of the reason it's taken so long. And we ended up landing with George Scott to finish the mixes and do a little bit more just tracking for a few other things we wanted to tweak. And George is the keyboard player with Lyric, and he's also just a mastermind, like with a home studio, and he's awesome and really awesome to work with, super organized, lots of spreadsheets. He has the best spreadsheets I've ever
He has
seen.
great spreadsheets.
Man, he
That's
is-
what.
And I've seen some really good spreadsheets.
Yeah.
It's super.
I don't even
super
know if he's a
impressive.
good engineer, but his spreadsheet game is strong.
So that's
Very
that's
strong.
Juicebox Studios out in Black Mountain.
We had done 2 singles with him for 98.1. We did a Christmas song with him, and then a David Bowie cover.
And that's really just the fact that everything was clicking and like so quick to come together.
And that's actually what we took it up.
That
It was
we-
on the shelf. We did the
Right.
singles. We did the Christmas
Right.
song, and then we're like, "Oh crap, we should really get this record back out." And we enjoyed working with him, so we kind of just took another crack at it.
Yep.
But the good news is that almost all of the songs on the record are still in our set. So it's not like it's old stuff. It's
Yeah,
still
and-
the cornerstone of most of our set.
And the other part of that is that we were so busy playing live shows that it didn't really feel like we took a year and a half off.
Yeah. It certainly didn't feel like we were just waiting around. We were still keeping plenty busy.
No,
But it's
and-
almost done, and we'll release it hopefully.
Yeah, I'm actually really proud of it. It's sounding really good. When we went in, the three of us without Courtney, just to do a few other tracking things, which actually is one reason I'm glad that it took so long to do, because I am not really a great singer, but I did take some vocal lessons over the summer with Peggy Ratuz, who is awesome. And she really gave me a lot more confidence and gave me some things to continue to work on. So now I actually got to put some backing vocals, like for a harmony on the album too. So it was kind of worth the wait there for me to actually get to sing on it.
And also, I think you told me that Ibanez came out with the 24 fret bass,
Mine is 24 frets.
and so you actually you made even higher solo.
yeah.
Wow,
Welcome to Fret
It's a
Talk
full, it's a
on
full 2
W.
octaves on every string.
Yeah. So and the other part of that is coming back to it after a year and a half of playing the songs live. We've got new ideas about it, and some of the ideas that evolved live have actually made it onto the record.
Okay, one more time, don't forget Modern Strangers has a new album out. You can find that at modernstrangers.bandcamp.com, or you can go to modernstrangers.com, and there's a lot of other links there to listen to or download the album. It's a really good album. As you can hear, it took a long time to make, and they put a lot of thought and care into it. And also, when you get a chance, check the guys out live. They put on a fantastic live show. Don't forget to follow the podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Just search WNC Original Music. You can also go to WNCOriginalmusic.com. You can ask your Alexa or other smart speaker to play the podcast, and see if you can find a place that you can listen to the podcast that I don't know about, and let me know about it. That'd be fun. Our closing song tonight comes from a band called Black Tar Roses. They are from Plymouth, United Kingdom, my hometown. They're a dark folk Americana band made up of Darren and Sally Long, Dr. John Maddock, Anna Crabtree, and Ian Stewart. You can find them at blacktarroses.com, and here is their song, Idle Hands. Have a good week.
devil's work. It's a well-coined phrase, but I'd have to agree. And I can see old Nick up there under the tree as he curls up his lips and grins back at me. His eyes are piercing, they're as black as coal. He's reading my mind as the truth unfolds. Son, now why don't you take a chance? Run with me and let's have the last dance. Hold fast, hold me tight, hold me close. Hold fast while the devil claims my soul. My legs won't stop, my head starts to spin. The devil looks on and continues to grin. I wanted to stop, but I know it's too late. I wake up the next day, dazed in a state. And I tell myself that this could not have been nothing more than a bizarre dream. And I run with this idea for a short spell, but I started to wonder as I became unwell. Hold fast, hold me tight, hold me close. Hold fast while the devil claims my soul. Centuries have passed since the start of my plight. You see, I traded my soul for eternal life. And it's plain to see that I don't look too well. It's plain to see that I'm living in hell. My face, it holds an expression of pain. There's a skinny, stray dog there out in the rain. In the rise of the night, in the pale of the moon, your eyes catch the shine from my blackened spoon. Hold fast, hold me tight, hold me close. Hold fast while the devil claims my soul.
What is that? What does that say again?
5 Walnut.
Oh, that's a 5. I thought that said
Yeah.
Swell Nut.
Swell Nuts is a different place. That's a
I was like, swell
strip bar close to here.